Hi, it's a beautiful summer day. I'm in the summer garden for a few more weeks anyway. Today we're going to talk about agapanthus. You can see by where I'm standing and how big these guys are, they can be very statuesque. I've heard from many gardeners when they look at my agapanthus how hard it is to grow agapanthus in the Pacific Northwest. I'll give you a few tips today on how to grow it. It's not that hard and you can have success. Now, this garden bed next to the koi pond has quite a few agapanthus in it. These are all pretty good size. This is one area where I first started. The soil in here is not great. It's the soil that came out of the koi pond when we dug it out, and I just mixed it with a little bit of compost. I raised it up a little bit because agapanthus likes good drainage. It doesn't like to have wet feet. So it's raised up a little bit, and then I just planted them, and they've been great ever since. This taller variety is called Blue Leap, and it's a great big variety. And you can kind of see it's right in the middle of its cycle of bloom right now. Some of it's starting to fade, but this is a really good time for it. Agapanthus also have early and late and really late. You'll see some other ones that aren't even starting to bloom yet, but all of those varieties fit into a Pacific Northwest gardener. Now we'll walk along here, and here's a shorter variety that is really lovely dark blue. This one is called Northern Star. It only gets about 2 to 3 feet high and is perfect for the border if you're going to do layering with agapanthus. The cool thing about agapanthus, it can be in almost any type of garden that you want. This one again is a little bit shorter. This one's called Twister. When it comes out in bud, the tips of it are pure white and the base of the flower is purple. But as it fades into this, I guess would be the twisted color of all purple with a little bit of darker purple and a little bit of lighter purple, but the white's completely gone. So this also looks good in the front of a border or the front of a bed. And as we go along here, it gets a little taller. There's a beautiful ginger back here. And this agapanthus is right in front of it. Again, a nice statuesque one. A beautiful combination between these big leaves on the ginger and this thinner leaf and all of this beautiful color. So now we're going to go into the grass garden. And I wanted to point out this Ceslaria at the bottom, a beautiful grass that has these great wheat colored inflorescence on it. And then in the background is Molina Sky Racer, which is a nice tall one. And the transition is met here with an agapanthus called Phantom. And it is the lightest, most beautiful purple, all kind of mixed in with white. Again, it's a nice big pop of color with all of this fine texture around it. So it works really well as we transition into the grass garden. And at the beginning of the grass garden are these other two great agapanthus. This one's called Quink Drops, and it has this beautiful, beautiful dark color. And the cool thing about this, it never actually develops into a traditional agapanthus. It doesn't come up and have a ball shape, and it doesn't hang down or droop down. But it has this great color, and it kind of keeps blooming sideways, which is okay. And in the back is Queen Mum. Queen Mum is a very beautiful one, and it's a zone 8, and I was a little worried about putting it in the garden, and for 2 years, it's been in the greenhouse and out, in the greenhouse and out. But last year, I said, "Sorry, you're going in the garden, you're gonna make it." And even though it's a zone 8, with proper mulch over the top, so you've got some good shelter in the wintertime, and little water, it's done really great. It's got 2 great blossoms on it this time. This is what I call a plant pocket. If you've ever seen any of my work, you know I like to have a little bit of a surprise. So as you come down the path, you don't see this. But when you get right here, you can turn around and you can see this beautiful combination. In the back is Panicum heavy metal with a lot of blue in it and the really light, airy seed heads. This is Ida Lynn, part of Dan Hinckley's Willful Women of Wincliffe series, where he's actually named quite a few agapanthus hybrids after women in his life that he wants to honor. This is a beautiful, beautiful agapanthus, nice statuesque. It also has some um, echinacea white swan in here, which is a good contrast. And then right here, it's just starting to turn purple, is a veronica that comes out later in the season. And that takes over this purple when this is just seed heads. So this is a great combination. And on the other side, we have another one of that series. And this one is Catherine Gustafson. And it again has a beautiful flower. This tends to be a little bit more sideways growing, not as up and down as this one is. Another great one. And this combination of this helium, there's a little bit of crocosmia in here. There's a eucomis getting ready to come up here. That contrast with all of this beautiful grass in here with all the wispiness and the movement is great. And it really makes you stand up and take notice. So remember, there's a few things about agapanthus. They come in different zones. So if you get a zone 7 agapanthus, you're gonna have a lot better luck because that is a really hardy agapanthus. They have zone 8 ones. Some of them are great in my garden, some of them are a little iffy in my garden. So think about that when you're getting ready to order them or if you see them growing, check that zone, okay? And then there's even zone 9 ones that are just beautiful. Put those in a pot. Put them in the greenhouse or in the garage over the winter, and then bring them out in the summer, and they make a fabulous display in a pot right in front of your front door or at an entry point. So try to remember to do that. That's a great thing. So remember to put mulch on top of them in the wintertime, make them nice and cozy right next to all the rest of that dirt. That's a really good thing. And then in the summertime, give them some water, give them a little bit of fertilizer. I just boosted this one because it only gave me a few flowers and I think it would like to flower a little bit more. So hopefully that will happen and you will have success with agapanthus. You can do it. I know you can.